On April 5th, 2021, Sam and Billy Ratliff would be delivered news that no parent wants to hear. Born at only 26 weeks, their twins' lives were at risk, and they would have to travel hours from home to get them the life-saving care they would need to survive.
On Monday, April the 5th, God had everybody in the place where they were meant to be. I was pregnant with mono-die twins. I had just picked Eli up from preschool and felt like just didn't feel normal. And so I called the hospital and they said come in just to be checked out. We ended up delivering the babies here in Pikeville. Due to the fact that our NICU is a level 2, they were unable to care for the boys where they were 26 weeks and 4 days. The boys were born at 2 pounds and 3 ounces.
One of the NICU doctors from Pikeville actually came in and spoke to us just briefly about things that may happen, and he actually mentioned the Ronald McDonald House and that we would need to go ahead and get on that waiting list.
It wasn't until about 10:30 that we were able to see the boys briefly before the transportation unit came to get them.
It was very tough. It was truly the longest ride to Lexington that I've ever driven. I was speeding quite a bit because I wanted to get down there. It was God keeping me safe because about 30 minutes into the trip, I actually catch up to the ambulance that's carrying the boys. It kind of brought peace to me that I knew that I was right there with them. One of the big things they told us as soon as we got to UK to the NICU was that it's going to be a roller coaster ride, is the way they described it. And, it truly was. We hit some very high highs and some very low lows.
While Sam and Billy were in Lexington with their newly born twins, they unfortunately had to leave their 5-year-old son, Eli, at home with his grandparents, 3 hours away. 1 week into their stay at the Ronald McDonald House, their prayers were answered as the COVID restriction preventing siblings at the house was lifted. Now, instead of hours away, they were merely minutes apart.
I knew that there was babies that was born very early, so I just gave them a little hug because they was born very early, and I didn't want to give them a squeeze hug.
They took Eli whenever he had came. Daria had made sure that to keep it interesting for him, did scavenger hunts, colors, crafts for the boys. There was something special each time waiting for him.
I love that I could stay every single day.
Each morning, Daria would fix like a breakfast, a little sweet treat, or you could take something to go. Each evening would come back, they would have a meal either from a community or someone had cooked there in the kitchen. And it was like we were there in the dining area, like as a family together.
The first time I tried that brownie, I liked it.
Because their stay was so long, Billy had to utilize all of his paid time off and was going to have to return to Pikeville with Eli, leaving Sam and the twins behind. Little did he know the police chief and mayor were working together to create a policy. This would allow his coworkers to donate their vacation time so he could stay where he was needed the most.
And I already had officers and myself as well who wanted to donate Billy time that we had and wasn't using. If it could be used, we wanted to give it to him. We've talked it amongst ourselves, and we don't really understand why that we don't have this policy already, so we need to try to do the right thing, and we want to make it to where Billy can be with his family and still get paid.
I mean, you just mentioned it right now, I get chills. Just thinking about how blessed we both were, how great of people that we work with.
As a school counselor and as a police officer, we're always available to help others, and it was just a little bit more difficult to switch those roles and to be able to receive that help. One of the quotes that was in the dining hall was the greatest strength that a person can have is to receive help.
Just amazing how much support we received. If I had one word to describe the Ronald McDonald House, I would probably use family, because it truly felt like a family.
It is like a home. It is not like a hotel. You're actually in a home with those family members who want to take away all of the stress and the burdens of life, so that way your main focus is being on your loved one who is in the hospital. Like a complete blessing that we were able to stay there. They currently weigh 11 pounds, 11 ounces. They're right on schedule with their clothing, 3 months.
Getting teeth.
Yeah.
They're actually cutting teeth right now, so.